Y'all, what's good, y'all? My name is Ray. This is Appreciate the Records. I'm here with another album review. As you can tell by the title, it is J. Cole's The Fall Off. Yes, this album has been very controversial throughout my feed. It's been talking about a lot. I'm not gonna lie. But here's what's basically going on. He's been kind of the topic of discussion, or J. Cole has been the topic of discussion for the good, the bad, the ugly. Um, and for me personally, as a fan, like I really hate how this beef has involved. Like just so much of like stan culture, just hating on one artist just because they don't agree with everything. Like it's kind of just a lot. It's a lot in today's age, in my opinion. Um, you know, I look to Cole as like one of my favorite artists because so many people try to discredit his pen. Um, I think for real, he's arguably one of the more realist rappers right now. I mean, if we're being honest, he's one of the only dudes out of the big three who's actively talking about what's going on in the world right now. And I feel like that's very commendable. Um, so J Cole, that's why he's one of my favorite artists. He kind of just does what's in his heart, and he follows his own heart, and it reflects in his music. Um, so I mean, I know people talk about the apology. I think honestly now, bro, like it's 2026. In my opinion, I'm dealing with a lot more. I'm dealing with real life problems. I don't really care about an apology. Like if I'm being honest, and I think also like people talking about like he took his songs away. Like Kendrick didn't do the same thing. Like if we being so for real. But I digress. It's time for me to talk about this album. Um, Here I talk about the good, the bad, my favorites, um, and then my conclusion. Um, so yeah, J. Cole, I really like how the fall off has a lot of layers. I don't know why people are saying it doesn't have layers. I feel like it's very layered. I was picking up new aspects of the album. I feel like with every listen, which I feel like that's what good music is supposed to do. Um, you know, I think Cole really challenged a lot of aspects of himself. Um, he talked a lot about issues like um, unchecked violence, challenging grief, confronting your masculinity within your community, and sometimes like realizing like you've outgrown your environment. I feel like those are serious conversations in the black community that we just don't talk about. Um, and I really appreciate that this album has a lot of different aspects about the issues that we don't talk about. Safety, Bunts Road Blues, The Village. I feel like share like a lot of these themes. Um, you know, I feel like this album feels very mature. You see J. Cole giving himself a lot of callbacks to his previous works while, you know, making his last album. He also gives callbacks to hip hop songs, hip hop moments, and also kind of like in a way intertwines his own life within these moments, which I feel like is really interesting. Um, and like he pays homage, which a lot of people hate, but like homage is literally one of the biggest aspects of hip hop. Like literally, without homage, hip hop would not exist. Like literally, bro. So like, uh, I like that J Cole is paying a lot of homage, sampling a lot. It literally reminds me of what's going on in underground rap right now. So like, you know what I'm saying? I really enjoy that a lot. Um, and I also like how in this album he still shows like elements of J Cole, like J Cole shows elements of himself trying to push himself to rap for others. I think that's another aspect of this album that a lot of people didn't pick up, um, and like kind of like the responsibilities and maturity that comes with that. Um, so I feel like those were a lot of the good that I took away from this album. Time for the bad. Um, I'm a proponent of saying this. I hate when artists make albums that are like 20 plus songs. I feel like it's not necessary. I know that's for streams. You know what I'm saying? I love J. Cole, but I feel like he kind of did it for that reason. And I wish, like, even though I appreciate it's a double album, I do think it could have been like lesser songs, in my opinion. Excuse me. Um, and I also wish that some of these songs didn't have as many beat switches. For example, Bombs in the Ville, right? The first part of that song is cool, but the second and third part are just goaded, bro. Like they're so goaded that the first part it just sounds that it shouldn't be in that same category, in my opinion. Um, I think there's also, I'm not even gonna lie, he does have the allegations. There are some cringeworthy lines. But like I'm not gonna lie, it's rap. You know what I'm saying? I will say though sometimes like that it do get crazy. It do get crazy. Um, I think there were times also where I didn't like J. Cole's acapellas. I know he was trying to go for something different. It just felt like at times where I like, in my opinion, I like J. Cole when he's rapping. Like kind of like the Let Out is a little bit of an example about that. Like, um, I think also sometimes the subject matter can be a little bit repetitive. As much as I love J. Cole, sometimes the gun bars do get a little old. I'm not gonna lie. Even though he was telling a great story, there were some times where, like I said, like it was 20 plus songs. He could have chopped that John down. Um, and then also the last thing, because it was his last album, I really would have liked some more features, bro. Like, bro, oh man, like I appreciate that Future and Thames were on there. I know I'm blanking. Like Petey Pablo's on that John. Um, but like you see how I'm struggling to. I really wish like you could have gotten, because he was on a crazy feature run, bro. I'm gonna list like a couple people I think he could have gotten. He could have gotten West Side Gun. He could have definitely gotten Benny the Butcher. Could have gotten Jid for sure. Definitely could have gotten SZA. Definitely could have gotten Summer Walker. Definitely could have gotten Janae Aiko. Right? I think he could have got Dochi. Um, Definitely could have got ASAP Rocky. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have got like, I like selfishly, I really wish he would have had like a Dreamville cipher on there with all the Dreamville people. Like kind of like how Dreamville was. Like I wish he would have had like maybe one or two songs like that. And maybe a song with like Kendrick. Like you know what I'm saying? Um, so like you know, I really wish J Cole didn't J Cole it, but like he J Cole, so you kind of gotta take it how it is. But yeah, I wish there would have been more features. Um, so now that we're done with the bad, I'm gonna just list off some of my favorites from this project. Um, One of the first songs, honorable mention. Okay, bet. Okay, my honorable mention is gonna be 2-6, right? 2-6, I feel like is such a hype worthy song. I mean, it gets me locked in. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I think the way that the song flows, the production on that song, it puts me in the right mindset of like how I need to lock in. And I think J. Cole really executed on that beat flawlessly. Like, just man, like bro, the one part where I forget which part. Tell your rapper stop stealing or stop buying them Cullinans or whatever. Like that part, he went crazy, man. He was going crazy, bro. I like that. That made my face like, I'm gonna put the little meme there too. Like that. That's one of them songs that made me like, oh, he's cooking. Um, but yeah, shout out to 2-6. I love that song. My favorites. I got Run the Train with Future. Cole just basically talks about trying to grow up and become successful a rapper. Also, um, going back to the city to try to regain inspiration. Um, and I think Future's hook also represents J. Cole's morals, like as a person. And I really like that Future really was experimental on that hook, man. That when I first heard Future on that song, I stood. Oh my god, bro! I'm not even gonna lie, bro. It's like everybody wants to play music right now. But when I heard Future on that hook, bro, I stood up and was like, "Oh my god, this is doing something for me. This is moving me right now." Um, yeah, man. Yeah. Um, I think I really resonated, especially like as a East Coast person, like the survival instinct aspect of life. Just trying to make sure you see another day. Like it's definitely like America's crazy, man, and I think J. Cole really reflected that through this song. Two, I like Poor Thing. I think this song has like one of the best beats on the album. It's a blend of like hip hop, neo soul, and jazz. You can see that this beat kind of like evolves throughout the song, and I really like that a lot. I think J. Cole rapped like his life depended on it, and reflect on hearing how his personal relationships like kind of um, like turned on him after he essentially like put on for his city. I think like a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, he attacked this random rapper, but then the dude Kendrick or Drake or whatever. But I'm like, I think people kind of act fake oblivious because we know that there was something personal between Drake and Kendrick, and there was nothing personal between Cole and those two parties. There was something personal here. You know what I'm saying? There was 1,000% something personal here. Um, I mean, and I'm gonna make a video on it later of why like rap beef I think is kind of played out now, but I think you know this song I think is really important because it really shows the duality of what's real smoke versus what's fake smoke. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something I really take away from this song. Um, my third favorite song I think is arguably I think my favorite off the album, man. Quick Stop, man. This song reminds me of For Your Eyes Only so much. I don't know why. I think it's very thematic, honestly. Um, and like J. Cole, man, this song is basically like if you're a J. Cole fan, like you love this song. I'm not even gonna lie, because it's basically J. Cole kind of realizing his impact on people. Um, because I mean, he describes it. He's a he's J. Cole, bro. He's a very famous individual. We've seen the videos, and he doing his thing, not trying to get noticed, trying to get his stuff and go. You know what I'm saying? He gets recognized. The guy initially is trying to be a hustler. Sell what he got to do what he got to do. But then he realizes like this J. Cole, so then he's telling him like, yo, like bro, and I think the ways that he was telling J. Cole about how he's impacted his life is really like again like if you're a fan, like like you're like if you're down and you're a J. Cole fan, you're gonna listen to some J. Cole. If you need to get motivated, feeling like you're counted out, you're gonna listen to some J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to get out of a bad situation, you definitely gonna listen to some J. Cole, bro. So I think him kind of like confessing to J. Cole, like, yo, you've been with me throughout all my traumas, like without you, like, you know, it'd be a tough time. I think that was his moment of realization where it was like, yo, like, especially because when you give the context of he's in this crazy rap beef where everybody's hating on him, the whole internet saying he trash, got no substance, got no meaning, which is again crazy. That's crazy, bro. Y'all wildin'. I think he really realized in that moment, like, man, like I don't care about all this internet stuff. I'm actually making a real life impact. This is real life impact right in front of me. You know, I think that was like a big realization for him, and I think that's why he made that song. Um, so yeah, like especially when he's screaming at the end, like it's the difference you make. Like I think that's really important. And I think that shows J. Cole's maturity of like I understand who I am as an artist and how these people perceive me as an artist. So I want to really leave them with something to be inspired by. So yeah, that's why I really love Quick Stop. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Like I got, that boy that hit, bro. When I first heard that John, that hit, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. Conclusion. I'm gonna give this album an 8 out of 10. I think this is gonna be one of those that ages like wine. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I think there's again a lot of things you can take away. Like talks about confronting your masculinity. Talks about violence within his community. Talks about outgrowing your own community. Um, and ultimately, it's talking about kind of like being a mature leader for your community. You know, in the form of this album. So I feel like we definitely needed this as a hip hop community. I think out of most of the albums that have dropped so far, this is kind of my favorite. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Like I think yeah. Like right now, J Cole I think is my favorite rap album right now. Just because it again like it's a true hip hop album. So like I really appreciate that right now. I think a lot of people again like they're giving like half baked takes. Like it shows the media illiteracy that's going on in our country right now. Unfortunately, I'm not really surprised because people are content with being kind of like just half thinking bots in a sense. But um, I just really enjoyed that this is an album that's filled with intention. It's filled with layers, and it has a message. And I think that's really important if you're one of the biggest figures in rap, because, like I said earlier, J. Cole again is like one of the only bigger rappers right now that's actively criticizing the government, and people hate it. So I don't know, I think that's what rap is supposed to be at its core. Um, and that's why I really enjoyed this album, because it's more than just J Cole. It's also a lot of social commentary. So yeah, man, I hope you listen to this album. I hope if you did, like, tell me what are your favorite songs. What do you think? And yeah, man, I'm excited. Please like, subscribe, share, hype, and yeah, man, we gonna be turning up for sure.